There was a time in my life when I believed I was doing everything right. I met an extraordinary woman, intelligent, kind, and captivating. Naturally, I wanted to win her over. So, I followed the typical playbook. I complimented her, showered her with thoughtful gifts, and went out of my way to show her I cared. Yet, despite my efforts, something felt missing. She was kind and gracious, but there was an invisible wall between us that I couldn't seem to break down. One evening, after what I thought was a perfect dinner, I finally asked her, "Is something wrong? You seem distant." She paused, then said something that has stayed with me ever since. "You're a wonderful man, but I don't feel like I truly know you. It's like you're trying so hard to impress me, but I can't connect with you." Her words landed like a thunderclap. I left that night feeling defeated and utterly perplexed. I had done everything I thought was expected of me, yet somehow it wasn't enough. For days, I replayed that conversation, searching for answers. Then it hit me. I had been so focused on performing, on trying to impress her, that I had forgotten to simply be myself. I hadn't let her see my authentic self, my vulnerabilities, my dreams, my true thoughts. Instead of building a genuine connection, I had relied on surface-level gestures. Looking back, I realize this is a common trap many of us fall into, especially men. We think that by doing everything right, we'll automatically win someone's heart. But relationships don't thrive on effort alone. They thrive on authenticity. Women, like men, long for connection that goes beyond words and actions. They want to feel who you are at your core, to see your true self, unguarded and real. How can someone connect with you if you're too afraid to let them in? If you've ever felt like you're doing everything right, but still falling short, you're not alone. And here's the truth. It's not about how much effort you put in, it's about the kind of effort you invest. Building a connection that lasts requires emotional depth, vulnerability, and the courage to be seen as you truly are. In this journey, I've come to understand that real relationships are not about impressing someone. They're about connecting with them. And connection is built through emotional honesty, shared values, and a willingness to open up. It's a principle rooted deeply in Stoic philosophy. Be authentic, act with integrity, and focus on what you can control: your thoughts, actions, and openness. Today, I want to share 7 timeless ways to build deep emotional connections. These are not tricks or superficial strategies. They are principles grounded in emotional intelligence and the wisdom of Stoicism. They'll help you not only build trust and respect, but also foster relationships that are meaningful and magnetic. So, if you're ready to set yourself apart and create connections that truly matter, let's dive in. Together, we'll uncover how to transform your relationships and connect in ways that leave a lasting impact. Number 1, integrity. Let's talk about integrity, the foundation of trust and respect in any meaningful relationship. In a world where commitments are often treated lightly, integrity has become a rare but essential quality. It's not just about being honest, it's about being someone whose words and actions are in harmony. For men looking to build strong, lasting connections, integrity isn't optional, it's the bedrock of trust. Imagine this. You tell her you'll call at 8 p.m. She waits, glancing at her phone, hoping to hear from you. The clock ticks past 9 p.m. and still nothing. At first, she might give you the benefit of the doubt, thinking you're caught up with something important. But when this becomes a pattern, her trust begins to erode. She stops believing in your promises and starts questioning the relationship itself. This is how a small act, like breaking a simple promise, can ripple out into something much bigger: a lack of connection. Integrity isn't just about avoiding broken promises, it's about consistency. When your words align with your actions, you're not just dependable, you're creating a sense of security. Women instinctively value strength and stability in a partner, and being someone they can rely on signals both. It's not about being flawless. No one is perfect. Even the most well-intentioned men will stumble. The key is how you handle those moments. A sincere apology and a commitment to do better speak volumes. Accountability is the hallmark of a man with integrity. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, emphasized living in accordance with one's principles. For them, integrity wasn't a choice, it was a necessity. It's about doing what you say you'll do, even in the smallest of things. If you tell her you'll send a message or show up for an important moment, follow through. Over time, these consistent, reliable actions lay the foundation for trust that no grand romantic gesture can replace. On the flip side, if you're constantly breaking promises, the message is clear: your words lack weight. And once trust is broken, repairing it takes exponentially more effort than maintaining it in the first place. Think of integrity as a simple yet powerful tool. It doesn't require extraordinary effort or dramatic actions. It's about being there when you say you will, keeping your promises, and showing her through your actions that she can count on you. This doesn't just strengthen her trust in you, it also reinforces your sense of self-respect. When you practice integrity, you feel more confident and grounded because you know you're living in alignment with your values. Over time, this consistent reliability will transform your relationship. She'll not only see you as dependable, but also respect you deeply. And respect is just as important as love in any partnership. But here's the kicker. Practicing integrity isn't just for her benefit, it's for you. It builds your character, strengthens your reputation, and helps you become the best version of yourself. So, how do you start? Begin with the small things. If you promise to text her after work, make sure you do. If you say you'll attend an event that's important to her, be there. These actions might seem minor, but they're the bricks that build the house of trust. On the other hand, breaking these commitments sends a loud message that she doesn't matter enough to you, and no one wants to feel undervalued in a relationship. At its core, integrity is simple. Mean what you say and do what you promise. It's not about perfection, it's about effort and consistency. When you embody integrity, you'll notice a shift, not just in how she sees you, but in how you see yourself. You'll become someone who earns not only love, but also respect. And that's the foundation of a truly strong and meaningful relationship. Number 2, authenticity. Let's explore authenticity, an essential ingredient in forming deep and meaningful relationships. Authenticity is not just about being honest, it's about being unapologetically yourself. Too often, men make the mistake of pretending to be someone they're not when trying to connect with women. Whether it's due to fear of rejection or a desire to impress, this approach rarely works. Women have an incredible ability to sense insincerity, and when the facade cracks, trust and respect are often lost. Think about it. You meet someone you genuinely like. Wanting to make a good impression, you might exaggerate your accomplishments, project confidence you don't truly feel, or feign interest in things that don't excite you. At first, it might seem successful. She laughs, enjoys your company, and agrees to spend more time together. But as the relationship deepens, the inconsistencies in your story start to emerge. She begins to see that the person she thought she knew isn't quite real. This is the trap of pretense. It's not only exhausting for you, but also disappointing for her. Why does authenticity matter so much? because it's rare and refreshing in a world where so many people wear masks. Authenticity is magnetic. It says, "This is who I am, take it or leave it." That kind of self-assurance is attractive and empowering. It's not about being perfect, it's about being real. Women don't want perfection, they want honesty. Authenticity creates a safe space where both of you can be yourselves. This mutual openness builds trust, understanding, and a foundation for a meaningful connection. The principles of Stoicism align beautifully with authenticity. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, believed in living in harmony with your true self. Marcus often reminded himself to act with honesty and integrity. For a Stoic, authenticity isn't just a virtue, it's a way of life. Being true to yourself not only fosters connection, but also liberates you from the anxiety and stress that come with pretending to be someone you're not. So how can you practice authenticity in your relationships with women? It starts with honesty. If you don't know something, admit it. If you have flaws, own them with confidence. For example, if you're invited to cook together, but your culinary skills leave much to be desired, say something light-hearted like, "I'd love to help, but you might regret letting me near the kitchen. I'm more of a clean-up pro." This approach is truthful, playful, and shows that you're comfortable with who you are. Another key aspect of authenticity is expressing your opinions respectfully. Don't feel the need to agree with everything she says just to win her approval. If you have a different perspective, share it kindly. This doesn't mean being argumentative, but rather showing that you stand by your values. Women respect men who are firm in their beliefs and unafraid to express themselves. It demonstrates strength of character and depth. Equally important is dropping the act altogether. Don't overstate your achievements or pretend to be someone you're not. If you're still figuring out your career or finances, embrace that reality with confidence. Authenticity isn't about what you have. It's about who you are and your commitment to growth. True confidence comes from self-acceptance and the courage to strive for better, not from faking external success. There's a psychological advantage to being authentic. It makes her feel safe. When you're genuine, she knows that what she sees is what she gets. This transparency encourages her to be authentic in return, creating a powerful cycle of mutual trust and connection. The more authentic you are, the deeper the bond becomes, and the more trust she places in you. Authenticity also acts as a filter. By being real, you naturally attract women who align with your values and repel those who don't. This saves you time, energy, and emotional investment in relationships that aren't right for you. In the end, authenticity is your superpower. It frees you from the exhausting effort of pretending and allows you to build connections that are real and lasting. When you show her your true self, you don't just win her trust and respect, you inspire her to do the same. Authenticity creates an environment where both of you can thrive as individuals and as partners. Now that we've uncovered the importance of authenticity, let's explore the next key skill that many men shy away from, but is absolutely crucial: vulnerability. Number 3, vulnerability. Let's talk about a word that often makes men uncomfortable: vulnerability. For many of us, it's been ingrained since childhood that showing vulnerability is a weakness. Real men don't cry. Keep your emotions in check. Sound familiar? This mindset, while common, often prevents us from forming deep and meaningful connections, especially in romantic relationships. The truth is, when used thoughtfully, vulnerability is one of the most powerful tools you can use to strengthen emotional bonds. It's not about exposing every detail of your life, but about creating trust and connection. Let's explore how to do this the right way. When you open up about your fears, challenges, or mistakes, you're essentially saying, "I trust you enough to let my guard down." This act of trust is the foundation of any meaningful relationship. Vulnerability shows your partner that you're human, that you've faced struggles and grown from them. It creates a sense of authenticity that draws people closer to you. However, there's a fine line between being vulnerable and oversharing. Let me illustrate with a story. I knew a guy, Tom, who met an amazing woman. On their second date, he shared a deeply personal story about his childhood struggles. She listened intently, appreciated his honesty, and even encouraged him to share more. Feeling reassured, Tom began to reveal more about his past, his pain, his regrets, and every struggle he'd ever faced. By the third date, she felt overwhelmed. She later told him, "It's not that I don't care, but it's too much, too soon." Tom's mistake wasn't in being vulnerable, it was in overloading her with emotions without giving her space to process or reciprocate. Vulnerability should feel like a conversation, not a monologue. It's about creating balance, a space where both people can share and connect. How to be vulnerable without oversharing. 1. Start small. Share something meaningful, but not overwhelming. For instance, talk about a challenge you faced at work and how you overcame it. Pause and observe her reaction. If she leans in, asks questions, or shares her own experiences, it's a sign she's engaging with your story. 2. Use hesitation to build connection. When sharing, show a little hesitation. Say something like, "I don't usually talk about this, but I feel like I can trust you." This subtle hesitation creates intrigue and makes her feel special, as if she's someone you truly value. 3. Think of it like a book. Vulnerability is like opening a book. Give her one chapter at a time, not the entire story. This approach keeps the relationship dynamic and allows the connection to grow naturally. From a Stoic perspective, vulnerability isn't a weakness, it's a form of strength. The Stoics valued self-awareness and the courage to face life's challenges openly. By sharing your struggles, you're not only building trust with your partner, but also reinforcing your own resilience. As Seneca once said, true courage is in facing ourselves as we are. Showing vulnerability aligns with this philosophy. It's about embracing your humanity and inviting someone else to see it too. If you never show vulnerability, your partner might see you as emotionally distant or unavailable. This can create a barrier, making it hard for her to connect. On the other hand, being too open too quickly can overwhelm her and make her question your emotional stability. The key is balance. Vulnerability should feel natural and reciprocal. It's not about dumping your emotional baggage, but about sharing in a way that fosters connection and growth. When done thoughtfully, vulnerability shows that you're not just another person hiding behind a tough exterior. You're someone who's confident enough to be real, and that's the kind of connection that lasts. So, as you navigate your relationships, remember this. Vulnerability is about trust, timing, and balance. Share a little, listen a lot, and let the connection grow naturally. The results might just surprise you. Now that we've explored vulnerability, let's move to the next critical relationship skill, emotional attentiveness. Number 4, emotional attentiveness. When was the last time you truly listened to someone, not just waiting for your turn to speak, but fully hearing their words, emotions, and intentions? If you're struggling to remember, you're not alone. Many of us, especially men, fall into the trap of half listening. But here's the truth. Listening deeply is one of the most powerful ways to create an emotional connection, especially in romantic relationships. Let's explore why emotional attentiveness matters and how you can practice it in a way that strengthens your bond. Most people listen to respond, not to understand. Women can sense this immediately. Imagine she's sharing something deeply personal, and you're nodding absent-mindedly, glancing at your phone, or interrupting with your own story. What message does that send? It tells her she's not important, that her words are background noise. Over time, this creates emotional distance, something no amount of charm or effort can easily repair. Now, let me share a story to illustrate this point. Chris was dating a woman he really cared about. One evening, she opened up about her struggles growing up in a strict household. Chris listened halfway. Then, thinking he was building a connection, he shifted the conversation to his own childhood challenges. He believed sharing something similar would bring them closer. Instead, she felt dismissed. Later, she told him, "You're so focused on your own stories that you never really hear mine." That was a wake-up call for Chris. He realized that listening isn't about finding a chance to talk about yourself. It's about making the other person feel truly heard and understood. How to be emotionally attentive. 1. Eliminate distractions. When she's talking, put away your phone. Turn off the TV. Stop mentally rehearsing your response. Give her your full, undivided attention. This simple act shows her that what she's saying matters to you. 2. Acknowledge her feelings. Reflect her emotions back to her. If she says, "Work has been so stressful lately," respond with something like, "That sounds really tough. What's been the hardest part for you?" This demonstrates that you're not just hearing her words, but also understanding the emotions behind them. 3. Reiterate key points. Summarize what she's shared to show you're engaged. For example, if she talks about a conflict with her boss, you might say, "So it sounds like your boss has been piling extra work on you and it's becoming overwhelming." This reassures her that you're paying attention and valuing her perspective. 4. Ask thoughtful questions. Encourage her to open up further by asking meaningful follow-ups. If she shares a deeply personal story, you could ask, "How do you think that experience has shaped the way you see things now?" Thoughtful questions create a safe space for her to trust you with her feelings. From a psychological perspective, being a good listener fosters a connection that words alone can't achieve. It makes her feel valued, respected, and understood, qualities that stand out in a world where many people are too absorbed in themselves to truly listen. Emotional attentiveness isn't about offering solutions or fixing her problems. It's about showing that her feelings and experiences matter to you. The Stoics believed in living with intention and being present in the moment. Listening deeply aligns with this philosophy. When you give someone your full attention, you're not only honoring their words, but also strengthening your own sense of presence and self-awareness. Being emotionally attentive doesn't require grand gestures. It's the small, consistent actions, pausing to hear her out, acknowledging her feelings, and engaging thoughtfully, that make her feel seen and important. Over time, these small moments build a bond that's far deeper than superficial attraction. Mastering emotional attentiveness sets you apart as someone who truly understands the importance of connection. It shows her that you care not just about what she says, but about who she is. In a world where many people are too distracted to listen, this quality will make you unforgettable. With emotional attentiveness in place, let's move on to the next key trait that strengthens any relationship: emotional resilience. Number 5, emotional resilience. Be her anchor. Life is unpredictable, full of twists and turns, and relationships are no exception. Challenges will arise, stressful days, unexpected hurdles, and emotional storms. How you handle these moments not only defines your character as a man, but also strengthens the bond you share with her. Women naturally gravitate toward men who can stay composed when the going gets tough. This is emotional resilience, the ability to remain steady and grounded, even when life feels like it's spinning out of control. Imagine this: a couple faces an unexpected crisis, a financial setback, a family conflict, or a sudden health scare. She's understandably overwhelmed, but instead of staying calm, he panics, complains, or lashes out in frustration. Instead of offering support, he becomes an added source of stress. Now picture a different scenario: a man who remains calm, listens with intention, and reassures her with quiet confidence. He doesn't have to know all the answers, but his steady presence alone gives her a sense of safety. Which man do you think she feels more connected to and secure with? Emotional resilience isn't about bottling up your feelings or pretending everything is okay when it's not. It's about recognizing the challenges at hand and choosing to face them with clarity and balance. This grounded approach signals to her that no matter what life throws at you, you're in it together. This quality, deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy, creates a foundation of stability in a relationship. The Stoics believed that while we cannot control external events, we can control our reactions. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Emotional resilience is about embodying this principle, not by being unshakable, but by being adaptable and showing her that you're a dependable partner. The path to building emotional resilience. Developing emotional resilience starts with self-awareness. When you encounter a stressful situation, pause for a moment and evaluate your emotions. Ask yourself, am I reacting out of fear, anger, or frustration? How can I approach this situation more thoughtfully? This moment of reflection helps you respond deliberately rather than impulsively. Practice this skill in everyday life, whether it's dealing with rush hour traffic, responding to criticism at work, or navigating disagreements in your relationship. Over time, these small moments of mindfulness build your emotional muscle, preparing you for bigger challenges. When communicating in difficult times, choose your words carefully to strengthen your connection. Instead of saying, "This is too much, I can't deal with it," try reframing it. "This is tough, but we'll get through it together." This subtle shift in language not only conveys optimism, but also reassures her that you're ready to face the storm side by side. Presence matters more than perfection. Sometimes resilience is as simple as being present. If she's upset or stressed, resist the urge to jump into problem-solving mode unless she specifically asks for it. Instead, offer her your full attention and let her know, "I'm here for you, and we'll figure this out together." This alone can provide the emotional safety she needs. From a psychological perspective, emotional resilience fosters trust and security in a relationship. When she sees you handling difficulties with poise, she feels more comfortable opening up about her emotions and vulnerabilities. This mutual trust creates a feedback loop of support, empowering both of you to tackle life's ups and downs as a team. The beauty of imperfection. Resilience isn't about having all the answers or being the strongest person in the room. It's about showing up with a calm presence and a willingness to navigate challenges together. By embracing this mindset, you're not just cultivating emotional connection, you're building a partnership that can weather any storm. When you embody emotional resilience, you demonstrate that you're more than just a partner. You're a steady force she can rely on. Together, you create a bond rooted in trust, stability, and mutual growth. As we explore the essence of resilience, Remember that every step you take toward mastering this quality strengthens the foundation of your relationship. Up next, we'll dive into another key element of emotional connection: purpose-driven actions. Number 6. Purpose-driven actions, a compass for life. Women are naturally drawn to men who have a clear sense of direction in life. It's not about being wealthy, famous, or having every step of the future mapped out. It's about having a vision and the determination to pursue it. A man with purpose exudes confidence and focus, creating an undeniable aura of stability and ambition. On the other hand, a man who lacks direction often appears aimless or stuck, leaving her to wonder if he can lead himself, let alone contribute meaningfully to a relationship. Imagine this: you're on a date, and she asks about your dreams or plans for the future. You hesitate, stumble, or offer a vague response like, "I'm not sure yet, I'm just taking things as they come." While honesty is valuable, this might signal a lack of drive or ambition. Now, consider an alternate scenario. She asks the same question, and you respond confidently, "I'm working on a personal project to help others. It's challenging, but I'm passionate about it and excited about where it's headed." Even if you're not there yet, this sense of purpose is captivating. It demonstrates initiative and shows her that you're striving for something meaningful. Having a purpose isn't just about impressing others. It's about creating a fulfilling and intentional life. When you're pursuing something that genuinely matters to you, you naturally radiate enthusiasm and energy. And your purpose doesn't have to be monumental. It might be excelling in your career, mastering a hobby, supporting your family, or contributing to a cause you care about. The key is that you're actively working towards something that gives your life meaning and direction. From a Stoic perspective, living with purpose is at the heart of a meaningful existence. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." This idea emphasizes aligning your actions with your values and focusing on what truly matters. For the Stoic, purpose isn't just about reaching the destination, it's about the journey of self-improvement and making a positive impact on the world around you. Finding and living your purpose. To live with purpose, start by identifying what drives you. What are your passions? What goals inspire you? What values guide your decisions? Once you've pinpointed these, take consistent steps toward them, no matter how small they may seem. For example, if your goal is to improve your skills in a particular area, dedicate time each week to practice. If you're building a career, break your aspirations into short-term and long-term goals, then create a plan to achieve them. Progress, no matter how incremental, builds momentum and confidence. When you share your purpose with a woman, speak with genuine enthusiasm. Avoid sounding boastful or self-centered. Instead, focus on the passion and meaning behind your pursuits. For instance, rather than saying, "I'm starting a business to make a lot of money," try, "I'm starting a business because I want to create something that has a real impact on people's lives." This perspective not only highlights your ambition, but also reveals your deeper values. The magnetic effect of purpose. Purpose-driven actions naturally inspire admiration and trust. A woman wants to know that the man she's with has a vision for his life and is actively working toward it. This doesn't mean you need to have all the answers or a flawless plan. What matters is that you're progressing and staying true to your goals. Living with purpose also helps you filter out distractions. When you're focused on your ambitions, you're less likely to get caught up in trivial pursuits or superficial relationships. This discipline and clarity make you stand out as someone who knows what he wants and isn't afraid to go after it. Purpose is progress, not perfection. The essence of purpose isn't about being perfect, it's about striving. When you live with direction and determination, you not only earn the respect and admiration of others, but also create a life you're proud of. This combination of ambition and authenticity is magnetic, building connections that are meaningful and lasting. By incorporating purpose-driven actions into your life, you set the stage for deeper relationships and a stronger sense of self. It's a quality that inspires others and lays the groundwork for a fulfilling life. Now that we've explored the power of purpose, let's move to the final skill that brings everything together: attentiveness. Number 7. Attentiveness, the key to making her feel seen and valued. In today's fast-paced world filled with endless distractions, true attentiveness has become a rare and precious quality. Many men think they're paying attention when, in reality, they're just going through the motions, nodding, giving vague affirmations like, "That's nice," or half listening while scrolling through their phones. Here's the truth. Women know when you're not fully present, and nothing diminishes a connection faster than making her feel invisible. Attentiveness isn't just about hearing her words, it's about understanding her emotions, engaging deeply, and showing genuine interest in what she shares. Imagine she's telling you about a stressful day at work. If your response is a generic, "That sounds rough," it might come across as dismissive or disinterested. But if you follow up with, "What was the most frustrating part for you?" you're demonstrating that you're not just listening, but also invested in her feelings. This kind of engagement creates the foundation for a meaningful, emotional connection. Small gestures, big impact. Let's consider a simple yet powerful example. A man named Ryan was dating someone he deeply cared for. During one of their conversations, she mentioned how her grandmother used to bake her favorite cookies whenever she was feeling down as a child. Ryan made a mental note. Weeks later, after she'd had a particularly stressful week, he surprised her with homemade cookies, saying, "I thought this might cheer you up like your grandmother used to." That thoughtful gesture spoke volumes about his attentiveness, leaving a lasting impression. Being attentive doesn't require grand, dramatic actions. Often, it's the little things that matter most. Remembering her favorite drink, recalling a story she shared weeks ago, or noticing when she seems off and asking, "You seem quiet today. Is everything okay?" These small but meaningful acts show her that you're truly paying attention and not just waiting for your turn to talk. Stoicism and mindful presence. From a Stoic perspective, attentiveness aligns with the principle of mindfulness, being fully present in the moment and giving your undivided focus to the person or task in front of you. Seneca once said, "Every man prefers belief to the exercise of judgment." True attentiveness requires exercising judgment, not simply reacting. By being fully present, you show her that she's important enough to deserve your full attention. Active listening is a key component of attentiveness. This means engaging with what she says, not just passively nodding. Reflect her words back to confirm you understand her perspective. For example, if she says, "My boss keeps piling work on me and it's overwhelming," you might respond with, "It sounds like your boss is crossing boundaries. How has that been affecting you?" This small act of reflecting her words shows you're not just hearing her, but truly understanding her. Follow through to show you care. Another essential part of attentiveness is following through on the details she shares. If she mentions an important date, like a family member's birthday or an upcoming presentation at work, remember it and bring it up later. For instance, you could say, "How did your presentation go today? I was thinking about you." These moments of follow-up demonstrate genuine care and make her feel valued. Why attentiveness matters. Psychologically, attentiveness fosters trust and deepens emotional intimacy. It shows her that you're not just interested in her as a romantic partner, but also as a person. When a woman feels truly seen and heard, she's more likely to open up, creating a cycle of connection that strengthens over time. On the flip side, neglecting to be attentive can leave her feeling unimportant, gradually eroding the bond between you. It's not about perfection, it's about consistently showing her that she matters to you. The gift of presence. Attentiveness is ultimately about presence. It's about putting down your phone, silencing your internal distractions, and offering her the gift of your full attention. When you do this regularly, you create a safe, nurturing space where she feels valued and understood. This quality is what sets high-value men apart. Now that we've explored the power of attentiveness, let's bring all these skills together in a powerful conclusion. Building a deep emotional connection. Creating a deep emotional connection with a woman isn't about memorizing clever lines or unlocking some hidden secret. It's about transforming yourself into a man who embodies enduring qualities: integrity, authenticity, vulnerability, emotional awareness, resilience, purpose, and presence. These aren't just techniques or skills. They're ways of living that enrich your relationships and elevate your entire life. Let's take a moment to reflect on these key principles. Integrity is the bedrock of trust. When you make a promise and follow through, you show her that she can rely on you. It's not just about words, it's about actions that consistently align with your values. Authenticity allows her to connect with the real you, not a facade designed to impress, but the genuine person behind the mask. This openness invites deeper trust and understanding. Vulnerability is what bridges the gap between two people. When you're willing to share your struggles or fears, you show strength, not weakness. It proves you're confident enough to let her in, creating a sense of safety and mutual respect. Emotional attentiveness is how you ensure she feels valued and truly seen. Listening with intention, noticing her needs, and responding thoughtfully make all the difference in how connected she feels to you. Resilience reveals your ability to stay grounded when life gets tough. It's about being that steady presence she can count on, no matter what challenges come your way. Purpose gives your life direction and depth. It's the driving force that not only motivates you, but also inspires others, including the right partner, to walk alongside you on your journey. Finally, presence ties everything together. Being fully present in your interactions, putting away distractions and giving her your full attention, creates moments where she feels cherished and understood. These aren't qualities reserved for a select few. Any man willing to grow and improve can embody them. They're not just tools to build relationships. They're principles that transform you into a high-value man. A man who is not only attractive but respected, not only charming but deeply admired. Here's the truth. Most people settle for surface-level relationships because they never invest the time or effort to develop these traits. But you're different. You're here because you want more. You're ready to do the work, to embody these values, and to create connections that stand the test of time. Let me leave you with this. Becoming the man you're meant to be isn't just about attracting the right partner. It's about being someone you're proud of when you look in the mirror. It's about living with integrity, pursuing your purpose, and having the courage to show your true self. And when you live this way, the right people will naturally be drawn to you. So what's your next step? Start small. Choose one of these qualities and commit to practicing it today. Maybe it's being more present in your conversations, opening up about your feelings, or simply following through on a promise. Every small step you take moves you closer to the man you're striving to be. If you found these insights valuable, consider subscribing to the Stoic Spirit for more guidance on living with purpose and integrity. Together, we're building a community of men who lead with authenticity and live with intention. Now it's your turn. Take the first step and make it happen.